I'm not even kidding, like probably 1,000 people, there's literally one stoplight. If you know what the McDonald's All-American game is, just to be a candidate for something like that is insane.
I was probably the worst ball because, they tell me to go put up all the basketballs and I'd hurry up and put them all up, keep one. I'd be standing on the sideline dribbling. Like, I just always wanted to be in the gym.
And Bellarmine's an unbelievable academic school.
Absolutely.
So I'm sure that whole year, you go from being the dog, you are like the centerpiece, 48 points a game, to, did you play at all?
I wanted to bring that to light real quick because we all played sports. I love basketball with all my heart. I watched a lot of great players. 2,600, that's a lot of buckets.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Closing Table with the Funding Fathers. I'm Tyler Jenkins.
I'm Jesse Cronin.
Chad Paris.
Passer of Disaster. Boom.
Boom, baby. Let's go. It's gonna be a good one today, boys. Let's go.
This one's special. This one's special for me. So with us today, we've got Augusta, Kentucky's finest.
Number one.
Town of about 1,000 people.
Georgia?
Great place. Yeah. But also dad, husband to Lily. It's probably the smartest decision he's ever made in his life. He's got 2 twin boys that are probably the most competitive kids I've ever seen in my life. He was a teammate to me at Bellarmine, brother, friend, and currently the assistant AD at St. X here in Louisville. Like to welcome.
How do you say St. X?
Is it St. Xavier?
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. I didn't know. Anyway, Brant Bock. So
Let's go.
Welcome in, Brent.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Welcome back. Yeah. So this is take 2, but it's fine. It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Now, welcome in, man. Good to be back in here. Looking forward to telling this story, man. This is like Kentucky's a basketball school or a basketball state. Yeah. And some of the stuff that you're about to drop on us here that Tyler's going to extract from you is awesome, dude. Like, I'm looking forward to hearing about it. I think the people, if you love basketball, if you love Kentucky basketball, you love just small town success, kind of making their way to the city, like all the things here, the ups, the downs, we got it all today.
Hoosiers has nothing on Augusta.
We got it.
On
we got it
Augusta
today. We got it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. So we just got back. We were in Augusta this past weekend with old teammates. Again, speaks a lot to the brotherhood that we have with Bellarmine basketball. The original plan was to throw a camp. Didn't end up working out. So maybe next year. But
But y'all had fun though, right?
We had a great time, and it just every time that I go there, I'm reminded like how it's just different. It's slower. There's not like everyone kind of knows everybody. This dude, he's literally the mayor. Every single person that we bump into knows who he is. It's not
is actually the mayor of Augusta.
Yeah.
Oh, like legitimately.
Legit.
So he's the true mayor.
He is the true mayor.
You are like the pseudo mayor of like. But I bet it is though. Seriously, like, does everybody walk past him and like?
Is his last name?
Unfortunately,
no, it's Laycock.
But he probably got elected because he's your uncle. Probably.
No credit at all. No.
Unfortunately, and
I'm just messing.
we didn't touch on this last time. He's actually the second most famous person to ever come out of Augusta, Kentucky.
Who's number 1?
Any guesses on number 1?
I didn't know I didn't even really know Augusta existed. Until...
George Clooney.
Oh, hello.
Oh, that's right.
Who also went to prom with who?
With my mom, yeah.
Your mom.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
What are the like?
That's a great your mom story, right?
Hold on.
Went to...
What are the odds that your mom could call George and we could get him on the Funding Fathers? Let's go.
Yeah, we'll get George here.
Connection still there?
Probably pretty low, but
Pretty good. Hey, at least we're honest.
I was like, he was nodding there. Like, maybe they still, like...
No, he comes around
he
quite
still
a bit.
does?
His parents actually still live in Augusta.
No way.
So there's been multiple occasions of like my family has been invited to a little party that they've had, and I've had the opportunity to go. We've played basketball together a few times.
Did you let him beat you?
So no, absolutely not.
Yeah, that's fine.
He does have a little bit of game though. He's played. You could tell he's done it before. He played at Augusta.
Did he?
And he graduated from Augusta. I would honestly say, not even the second, because we also have Heather Renee French, which
She's from Augusta?
She's from Augusta.
You know who that is?
Yeah.
I actually don't.
Yeah.
You know who that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's from Augusta as well. So
Miss Kentucky.
Say, somebody gonna fill me in?
Kentucky.
America,
Miss America and then
Miss
governor.
America.
Oh, okay.
What was he? I mean, governor. What was it? What was her?
Yeah, he was.
She had what position?
Lieutenant governor?
Lieutenant governor.
Yeah.
her husband.
Uh,
They have a spot in Augusta as well, so they
do.
visit a lot.
Oh, so yeah. Does George have a spot there?
Mm-hmm.
He actually has a spot too.
So back to
Man,
George.
this is wild. Like
I know. That's
Is that his real name?
George Clooney.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So what's wild, most people like Tom Cruise's name is not Tom Cruise. It's
Mayport, what is
Tommy
it?
Maypother.
Okay.
He went to my grade school, but like George Clooney is actually
Yeah.
George Clooney.
Yeah.
so. You are the most. Like you're not the most famous alum. You're just like a really popular alum,
Just-
right?
yeah.
That helped put basketball on the map.
Yeah.
let's
just
let's go
basketball.
through. And again, I've known you for a long time. Been really good friends for a long time. I knew you were a killer. I guess I didn't realize to the extent that is your high school career, which was insane. And also, so like you were a McDonald's All-American candidate.
Mhm.
So a town of, I'm not even kidding, like probably 1,000 people, there's literally one stoplight. If you know what the McDonald's All-American game is, just to be a candidate for something like that is insane.
Did you get fries? Did you get free fries or anything?
I really thought that came with the package.
Like Lifetime.
Lifetime.
Fortunately, it didn't.
You had to make the game.
Yeah, I mean,
You
they,
actually had
they,
to
those
make it.
guys,
Yeah. So
presented
that,
it,
then it's like you show your card. It's like a free large fry every time you pull up.
oh, that would be great.
Wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
Like think about how easy of a perk that would be. McDonald's, if you're listening
They
right now,
could
we
do
got
that.
some branding ideas for
That's
you.
insane.
Like we're trying. This is future NIL. Like
Yeah.
we got some stuff
Like-
here.
Hey,
But
Darkness.
listen
All right,
to this.
no, I want to hear.
Listen
This
to
is
this
wild.
role
It is.
of
This
just
is
like
wild.
so all-time leading scorer at Augusta with a career total points of 2,615
It's
points.
insanity.
And you told me your freshman year you didn't play all that much and you definitely didn't start.
Mhm.
So really you did this in like 3 years.
You said you only scored like 100 points?
Yeah, I think it was like maybe 96, 97 points freshman year. So, yeah, I mean, it wasn't a lot.
Is so 10th region player of the year senior year, second team all state, first team. I'm just gonna say first team and then just tell you all the different things. There's like 4 of them. He was first team all conference, all county, all region, all area. He set it's a KHSA like top 10 single game scoring record. He scored 31 points in the second half against Bishop Brassard in January of 2013. And then he scored 30 points in one half in a separate game against Nicholas County the year I think before, right? Because this was December of 2013, and then we'll get into the college stuff later, but that's just high school. Like I have another list that was when we played at Bellarmine, which is a cool story.
Mhm.
So, but I wanted you to tell us more about like going through playing. Like first of all, if I remember correctly, your dad really was pushing for you to go to Mason County,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Why did you decide to stay in Augusta?
Well, I mean, growing up, born and raised in Augusta, Kentucky, that's where my heart is always going to be. And, even at a little age, my dad played at Augusta and he had a great career, and my older brother and my older sister also all played at Augusta. So I was around it all the time. At one point when I was really young, after basketball games, a lot of people like to stay around. They're either waiting for their child to come out of the locker room and they kind of mingle. And I would always be there shooting basketball. And my parents would be trying to get me out of the gym, like, come on, come on, come on. So my mom got the bright idea of like, why don't we just make him, go ask Robin Kelch at the time, who was the head coach, if he could be the ball boy of the high school team. So they went and did. I was probably the worst ball boy because they tell me to go put up all the basketballs, and I'd hurry up and put them all up, keep one. I'd be standing on the sideline dribbling. Like I just always wanted to be in the gym, but I just loved being in Augusta. And at that time I went to the Catholic school, St. Augustine in Augusta, and it was about that time to transition to high school and make a decision of what I was going to, do. And my dad was encouraging me to go to Mason County, which is a powerhouse in our area, with Chris Lofton and Darius Miller. They won multiple
ballers,
state
studs.
Yeah, I mean they won the state tournament, and they went on to be
high level college players.
Who they are.
Like
high level
superstars.
So of course, that would kind of be the next step for me to help with my basketball career. And I went and checked out the school, and I actually played with a few of the guys that were already there for AAU, because AAU at that time wasn't as big as it is today. And living in Augusta, you don't have a lot of opportunity when it comes to travel ball. So I played for a team in Bracken County, which is our rival, and that unfortunately didn't work out. And I moved over to the Mason County squad and really started to click with those guys. So went for the visit and hung out and came back home, and I just it didn't set well with me. There wasn't anything negative that happened. It just, again, like my heart wasn't going to be in it.
So I didn't know you visited.
Yeah,
so
I went and shadowed and checked it out, and went through a whole day of what school would look like, and they were showing me different things of different activities that you can do after school, of course, and it's a great school, but it just didn't.
You felt dirty, didn't you?
Set right with me.
You felt dirty. Like,
and when I made, my parents were the
traitor.
guy. He was my dad and my mom were very supportive with me, but they also were trying to teach me that we're going to allow you to live your life and make your decisions at this point, and we'll support you. But my dad, he kind of put out some little side notes for me of, you may not, if you stick with Augusta, you're probably not going to win a lot. It's going to be an uphill battle just because of the talent pool and the size of the school. And, you probably won't win a district title. You won't beat Mason County. Put all those fillers in for me. But at the time, I said, I'm going to stick with my decision and go to Augusta, which that's what I did to enter high school. So
that's pride. That is small, man. Listen, small town pride is real.
Yeah,
I'm telling you. I know you're going to talk a little bit more about this in a little bit about some celebrations that's coming and how that works and small town shut down. But there is something about, I think there's two things that you said that just hit me there. The small town pride, it's real. I'm a small town dude. Everyone knows I'm from Lebanon, Kentucky. Not quite Augusta, much bigger than Augusta, but a small town dude. I was a city boy in a country town, right? But you just can't put a price tag on that. And I think what interests me most about you is the fact that you got that dog in you that where you're like, I want to beat them.
Yeah, I mean, that was the big thing for me is like I said, coming up and watching so many high school games, you would see, just the disappointment year in and year out of, we'd play a great first half, and then you'd come out second half and Mason County would just roll over you. Or, even our rival at the time was Bracken County and the St. Pat in Maysville. Like, it was just an uphill battle, like I said. So I wanted to be a part of changing the culture and telling people, like, we have talent here. We get overlooked a lot, and that was important to me because I never really tried to make it about myself, because I feel like in sports, regardless if it's basketball, football, whatever it is, if you're starting to make it about yourself, then you're probably not going to be as successful as you want to be. It is a team, thing. So I understood that at a young age, and it started with a lot of work. And and then just going from there.
How many people were in your senior class? Let's say
30.
30. So 30. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And
so
at the time,
3-0.
Yeah. At the time, that was considered.
Perspective.
So did y'all just have one classroom?
No, I mean we had like 3 or 4.
I'm joking.
But,
For 30 people, you had 3 or 4 classes.
yeah, like we.
It was like a positive 7.
we had like
Yeah, like
4
7
people in my math
Well,
class.
yeah, I mean Augusta, it's one school building. So from preschool all the way to 12.
Oh, yeah,
That's easy, Jesse. They had like 120 kids in there.
I
Relax.
get that, but what I'm saying though is like your grade didn't have 4 classrooms, did it?
No.
That's what.
Yeah, no.
4 classrooms in the building.
I understand.
Yeah, no.
I thought he meant for the grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're jumping around. Like, it's a pretty decent sized building, but yeah, I mean, you're fitting everybody in there. So.
Yeah.
30 people in a graduating class.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
That's 15.
Dog, I had
15
more than
dudes.
30 people just in my like English class
Wow.
that were all different people.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and then my math class would be another set. Like our graduating class was like almost 1,000 kids. It was like 980 kids.
So did y'all have like, you go to your freshman year, was there a freshman JV team or was it all varsity?
There was, yeah. There's a freshman and JV.
You had 3 teams with 50 kids?
Yeah, we made it work.
There's no cut policy, right?
There's no cut policy. If you want to come and play at Augusta, you can come out, first day of practice and hit the ground running. So
That's scary.
it is.
Was
You have to navigate through a lot.
Was that now? A serious question. Was that for seniors as well? So if a senior wanted to come out and play basketball, they just get put on varsity? Or is this freshman JV they didn't get cut?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you were a senior, more than likely, yes, you were going to probably be on the varsity team. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to play, but you
put the jersey
on.
You
wanted to be a part of it.
But if you're trying to impress a girl and it's like, hey, you know what?
I'm on varsity.
I'm on varsity.
I'm on varsity.
I'm on varsity.
Yeah, come check me out.
No, don't come to the games though. Do not come to the games.
I'm hurt. So I haven't been playing, but
Freshman to varsity, how many kids were in the program?
Oh wow.
I mean, like 7, 8, 10 per team.
Probably around that number. Yeah.
I mean, that's fine. I mean,
75%. No, it's great. I'm saying, 75% of the boys in the whole school played basketball.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Pretty wild.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, freshman year, like I had, again, I had the opportunity to dress varsity and play a certain amount of games. But I also played freshman basketball at that time.
You did.
And JV.
Yeah.
So I was playing all 3 levels. Which was great for me.
More time.
Yeah, more reps.
You probably started both.
Yes.
JV and freshman.
Yeah. So more time to kind of work on my craft a little bit and get a feel for the guys that I was playing with, and I mean it was. At that time, like I loved playing basketball, so of course, like if I get to play all 3 levels, this is great. So
sweet.
If there's a triple header, like I know I'm hooping all night
Yeah,
long.
I'm good. I'm getting mine. I'm getting mine in.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Plus, you got like I'm assuming in the freshman games, like you were probably a lot more confident because they're all the same age, the same whatever, and you had probably a bigger role, and then it was like JV. It's like still starting. You're probably still confident, but that's a little. I started JV as a freshman too, so I know that's a little different because there's the competition level is different than obviously varsity is a whole different thing. But I'm sure that was probably cool too because in the freshman games you could probably get away with some shit that you couldn't get away with in the JV and in the varsity games.
Sure. Yeah,
so you were kind of learning like, okay, that works here, but that's not going to work. These bigger, stronger, faster kids, like I can't do that. I got to be smarter than that.
Right.
Like,
yeah. And that was the biggest thing for me is, of course, because I was talented at the time, but I was undersized and underweight, definitely. So there was a lot of people in my ear like, oh, you should probably be playing more varsity and this and that, and
always.
And you got
always.
There's always that thing, but that decision of playing freshman and playing JV and getting an opportunity for varsity games. And a lot of people don't understand at that time, my defense, just in particular to point out one of my flaws in my game was defense. And, I felt like if you throw me out in a varsity game at this point, like I don't know how much I'm actually going to be able to help.
It's a liability.
That's something that the other team could possibly see and be like, oh, well, we're going to
ISO.
Yeah. So,
ISO.
That for me,
Whoever
like, I never really
box garden
took it as a disrespect, type of thing. And I understood that those varsity guys, they put in their time and they've been in those shoes for quite a few years, and it was a learning opportunity is what I took it as.
Well, let's set the stage here. So we want to. I mean, we got this it's a great story, and I want to make sure we get to it because then we got Bellarmine to get to, and all that. So let's set the stage. Augusta basketball. How many district titles did Augusta have at that time?
When you first got there,
roughly.
When I first got there, I mean, they've won a district title. Back in the day, in the
like
19,
it's like a handful of times.
We're talking. We can count them on.
Yeah, been a long time.
How many?
Been a long time.
Right. So not a lot. I mean, no regions. Right. Never won a region, or probably never even won a game in region or anything. Right. So
they've probably won a
couple.
Yeah. No. Region
again,
titles,
on a single hand, probably you can count.
So to set the stage, there's not a level of success at this school.
There isn't, no.
And you had
and
told us
no state titles, right, at all.
Right.
Yeah.
And you had told us that it was like your mission to give back to this community, to build this program up, to make them relevant, to make a winning program so the town could actually, celebrate and have fun and have some pride in themselves going up against Bracken, going up against Mason. So here we come sophomore year. Now you're getting in the mix a little bit more. So let's talk about the evolution from sophomore year and how that kind of translates through the senior year and some of these stories that you're about to tell us, some of these battles, and most specifically a few conversations you had with the Pep squads too.
It's sophomore year. There was a lot of changes, a lot of moving pieces. Our old coach at the time took the principal position, Robin Kelch, and
hold on. So the coach that made you ball boy was your varsity coach as a freshman?
Yes.
That's wild.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's wild. I was going to ask you that. I'm glad you said
just a little sidebar, but I'm in the varsity picture. I'll show you all after as a little kid, and they didn't have any jerseys or anything for me to wear. So my mom went out and bought this sick AM1 fit, and it's all out, and I'm just right there in the middle holding the ball. So
let's go.
So he went on and moved to be the principal, and Jason Henson was the new coach. So my sophomore year, I knew that this was kind of going to be the year where I'm stepping into a starter role. We were senior heavy, and most of these guys were really good. I was really, really good friends with. I grew up with them. So there was already chemistry there, and they were a talented squad. And sophomore year, with a new coach, he was very high energy, and he was very detail oriented, and he wanted to win. And I could tell that he was going to be someone that was going to push me to where I wanted to go. And sophomore year was really successful. We had a 20 game win season, and we went on to play Mason County in the district championship. And like I told you before, those games would always be a first half type of thing. Mason County would roll us right over in the second half. And this is kind of where we started to build success. We played Mason County tight the entire game, back and forth. They were a very, very talented team, and it came down to a last second shot, which Coach Henson at the time, he drew up the play, and it wasn't necessarily for me. I think everybody in the building at the time knew that the ball was probably going to go to me for the last second shot, so he was trying to throw everybody off guard because we had other talented players that could knock shots down too. And we drew up the play exactly how we wanted it to go. I think it was Tanner Kelch that shot the ball, bounces off the rim, somehow ends up in my hands. I do a short little floater, bounces, sets on the rim. You could kind of feel the energy in the whole place of, everybody's at the edge of their seat. Feels like the ball is just sitting there for an eternity, and then it falls off. We lose the game. They go on to have a pretty successful run in the region. But you could tell just from Mason County in their photos, they're disappointed, they're shocked, and everybody's kind of wondering what just happened. To me, that was the first step of saying, okay, this is a possible thing that we can do. People in the arena that were leaving, they're like, wow,
who are these?
Mason County I really didn't feel at that time that they left feeling like winners. And that was really the first step of what I wanted to start doing for Augusta, is changing that culture.
That you belong there.
Right.
There's a difference on David, Goliath. I mean, it's the true. This is true David Goliath in terms
100%.
of Kentucky basketball. I mean, you're paying a power that is every year is expected to be there, and here comes the little guy coming in and they're like, so imagine that they're like, this team almost beat us. So they're offended.
I'm sure they thought we're gonna go out, we'll go up 20, starters will sit, we'll put the second crew in, they'll just keep it steady, and then we'll roll on to the next game. So they're over there holding their breath with 3 seconds left.
To me, that was that summer going into my junior year was huge. I spent a lot of time in the gym and in the weight room, and I had a buddy of mine that was trying to get into strength training at the time, and he was going to school for it, Joey Crouch, and he really invested a lot of time for free into me.
That's awesome.
So for the strength part, he knew a lot, and he played basketball, but he'd be a person that sit here and tell you like he doesn't know all this X's and O's and all these things of basketball.
He's on Cincinnati's staff now, right?
Now he's on Cincinnati's men's basketball staff as one of their strength trainers.
Oh wow,
pretty cool. He ran a small gym there for a while and then got hired there.
So
that's cool.
he's been very successful
He's a good dude.
in what he does. But to invest so much time into me, he was going home at night and looking up YouTube videos and different things and putting these basketball workouts for me so that we could do after our morning lift. We go to the gym and do those things. And so we had a very talented freshman class coming in that I knew was going to help me. And they were guys that started to come along in the gym and in the weight room. And they were really starting to buy into what,
as freshmen,
what we were doing as freshmen.
That's
huge. Yeah.
For freshman basketball players, they're not usually bodying like that.
Yeah. So
that's pretty cool.
Spent a lot of times and 6 a.m. workouts and doing all those different things to prepare for the junior year. And again, going into my junior season, we had another 20 game season where we were very successful.
Damn.
And we're finally entering the district tournament, and at the time they still they were doing a draw. So every year you draw out of a hat and you see who you're going to get. Well, we got Mason County at the first round, which everybody was like, ah.
So you didn't play them in the regular season, right?
No, we never played Mason County in the regular
Oh.
season. And
which is weird that you don't play a district.
Why?
Well, for us, it wasn't going to be for Augusta, it wasn't going to be a smart thing to go and play Mason County and know probably 99.9% of the time what the outcome was going to be. Mason County would never come to Augusta and play a game.
So it would always be an away game.
So it was just always going to be an
Oh,
away
really?
game. Yeah. But we'll get to that.
Again, that's entitlement right there.
Right. Yeah, and rightfully so. I mean, again, it's Mason County, and they're up on that pedestal. And
their student section would fill Augusta's whole gym probably by
Yeah.
themselves.
So
it's a cool gym, but it's
very small, very small. I think it might be the oldest gym in Kentucky or one of them. Yes, super old. So yeah, the junior season, and we're going and we play Mason County, and when we drew them out of the hat, and I didn't really bat an eye. Like I was ready for it. I felt like we've prepared all season. We've played a decent schedule to where it's going to prepare us for that. And that was a huge thing for our coach at the time is he prepared us throughout the season of playing some difficult games and some bigger schools that we would probably not played in the past, knowing that when we get to the point of the district, we're prepared. So that kudos to Coach Henson, because his preparation was top tier when it came to a lot of that and having us ready. And yeah, we roll into the field house, and we start out pretty hot. I think I may have had 30 or 32 that game. And we blew them out of the water. I think we beat them by 17 or something like that.
At their spot.
And at their spot. And it happened so quickly, and we really didn't lose a lead, that people were just again shocked. They're
it's like shell shocked. Like what is going on?
Right. Yeah. Like and it happened so fast that at the end of the game, we're all going nuts, and the place is packed, and people are going crazy, but.
Did you throw the ball up in there when the game was over?
I think that there was a photo in the newspaper at the time, and like I got the ball and I'm holding up the one. It's on their
on their court.
And that was the front page of the Brackin County News, which was big time. So yeah, I mean that was kind of the start of what we wanted to do all along, and what I wanted to do was change the culture of Augusta basketball. That was important to me, and of course, I come home and I got a big smile on my face, and I'm looking at my dad, and I'm like, "I told you." And of course, he comes back with something sly, like, "Well, I had to light a fire on you."
Yeah, act like he did it on purpose, playing the whole time,
the whole thing. So, but yeah, I mean, we win that game. And we come back. And
talking smack, by the way. Were you talking smack at this point? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
More to the players or the crowd?
I really didn't talk to players a lot unless they kind of initiated it. It was more of those pep sections. Those kids, they would never leave me alone. So, it was at the time where if I had a girlfriend or whatever it is, like they knew. And I'm warming up, and they're yelling this and they're yelling that, and I'm like, you're just gonna make it worse.
Spike Lee had nothing on the
like it was
No,
only
that's
gonna be 30.
Yeah. So
Now it's 40.
we win that game. We go back and we're celebrating at the gym, and everybody's excited. But at the same time, like you do have to kind of stay locked in because we had a district title that was the first step, and it was against Bracken County. And we've played Bracken County multiple times in the season. Probably at that time we may have played them three times because we were a Class A school. So we would play in the All A tournament as well, and there was different times where we would play Bracken County, and playing a team 3 times is pretty tough.
Very hard.
So that game, I didn't necessarily have the best game. I may have only had 8 points, which was very
uncharacteristic.
It was very odd, but at the same time, like I was talking about, how important having everybody buy in as a team, and these young freshmen that came up, they really stole the show and also kind of put their stamp on Augusta basketball, and how they were there to pick me up when I wasn't necessarily having the best game. And I think that just speaks volumes of what that team and program at the time was doing. I think that, of course, we were just high school kids playing basketball, but it changed so much in the years to come of how important those moments, were for everyone. So we go on and we win the district championship, and of course the place is Augusta's about to light on fire, and everybody's just going nuts. And
Is that a parade?
we go back to the gym again that next night. We throw another little party.
Oh, it wasn't a little party, was
yeah,
it?
no, the whole town.
That mug was packed.
Yeah, you got everybody coming.
They feed everybody?
No.
All 20 of them.
But we were there just playing music, and everybody's kind of holding the trophy and taking pictures and just having a really good time. So, yeah, I mean, that was a very big moment for us. And
wow.
Of course, as the months go on, a lot of people are saying, everybody gets one. It's a fluke.
Oh, total.
That team, that Mason County team, wasn't necessarily our best squad that we could have had that year, and everybody's just kind of saying
excuses.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, and then kind of moving on to my senior year, we didn't change anything that we were doing in the off season. We stayed to the script of working out in the mornings, lifting, and staying together as a group, which was really important. So, for my individual career, my senior year, I really started to kind of pick it up another notch. I was getting, better physically, athletically, mentally. Everything was just starting to click for me. And it was a more difficult senior year just on schedule wise. We played in the King of the Bluegrass, we played in the LIT.
Oh wow!
Which
let's go.
At the time, Augusta's never never done that.
Well, real quick, because I want to go back to, because I think it'll bring it up how big the fact that y'all played in the King of the Bluegrass, how big it was you played in the LIT. There's 4 teams in the district, right?
Mm-hmm.
Traditionally, y'all were probably the team everybody wanted to draw.
More than
like prior to this.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that team that I think about like St. X and Trinity now, and there's the team that everybody wants to draw in the first round because you're going to win by 40. That was Augusta. Now your senior year, you've, along with your teammates, you've changed that culture to where, I mean, the King of the Bluegrass is like the cat's meow for Kentucky basketball. And your senior year, y'all are playing in that.
Right.
Packed gym at Fairdale High School. College coaches. We haven't talked about that. People are coming out to watch you play. So first off, going from playing in front of 60 people in your homeschool gym to now you're playing in front of a couple thousand. How cool? Because that's probably, obviously district was a big crowd, but now you're in the spotlight. You made it. like y'all have arrived, right?
Yeah, and at that time, like you said, it was all brand new to all of us, including me. So I remember when we got to the King of Bluegrass, one of the news reporters here in Louisville actually wanted to do an interview, and there's a photo of me, and he's got his camera, and they're talking to me, and I'm thinking, out of everybody here and all these teams, but that was kind of the story. Everybody loved at the time the small town.
The underdog. Yeah.
People are eating it up.
Yeah.
So everybody was super, super interested in what was going on, And that also gave me a better outlook of how much talent is around the state and where it kind of placed me and even allowed me to kind of take a step back and like, okay, what else do I need to do to keep going in this right direction?
Yeah.
And the games weren't necessarily blowouts. We didn't win, but we held our own. And I think that it speaks about, again, how well our team was and how much chemistry we had. But these Louisville schools are probably like, I have no idea who these people even are. It might be even a little bit disrespect that they put them against us. So
did the whole town come?
There was a good amount of people that would come. Yeah. So the people, the crowd for Augusta, every home game was packed, and my dad would tell me there was older gentlemen that would come to our games that they haven't seen come to games in forever. So it was
that's amazing.
It was a really cool thing, but we traveled well. So I think it was a great experience for everyone, not just me. Of course, at the time, I was kind of the person that a lot of people were focusing on, but I just loved that everybody else that was with me, that we talked about, those people that are like, you know what, I might go out for basketball this year. They may have never even played, and now all of a sudden they're sitting at the King of the Bluegrass on the bench, and they're like, whoa.
Rising tide lifts all boats.
Yeah.
For sure.
So yeah, it was a cool experience all my senior year. And my recruiting process really started to pick up. Eastern Kentucky, Northern Kentucky, all of those schools started to show interest. They were reaching out. There'd be letters sent from home. I actually even got a letter from Tennessee at the time.
Oh wow!
That was short lived, but it was it was a cool.
It's
a
again,
cool experience
it's,
to have.
Bruce didn't know what he missed. Okay.
Bruce, you missed.
Bruce,
out.
you missed. But we did pass.
That's why he's retired now.
We did pass by this. Going into that summer, y'all got, because your recruiting journey.
That's right. Yeah.
You went to Coastal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The whole team.
That was their way of getting some eyes on me is
to bring you to them.
Yes, and we went to a summer basketball camp that they were putting on, and the entire team. We got a bus and we drove down there, and it was great again because some of
that
these
had
guys,
to be so much fun.
Yeah, I mean,
God.
Some of these kids, for me, I knew it was a big opportunity. Recruiting wise, but I loved at the same time, because some of the guys, they could care less about basketball. They're like, I'm getting a great vacation.
Yeah, going to the beach.
They're at the beach. We're eating at a steakhouse. We're doing it all.
Man, living.
We're gonna find out how those Coastal Carolina girls look too.
Fun random fact. I witnessed this man fly on a plane for his first time in his entire life when we were at Bellarmine. Mm. That story just made me think about it because I almost said, did you fly or did you drive?
I took the bus. Yeah.
Royce took the bus.
No flying.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Royce took the bus.
Yeah, that is so funny. You should have saw him, dude. He literally, didn't you make them sit you by father on the plane? Look, I look over at Brent and how when you're about to take off, you get on you're taxiing, you get to the runway and you kind of sit idle for a second before it goes. I look over and Brent's like this.
That's the worst feeling.
Taking a
so
lead.
You're truly that nervous on an airplane.
Yeah, I'm terrified.
To this day, right?
Yeah,
he's still don't like to fly.
Is there
I don't know. I like being on the ground.
You want those paws on the ground, man.
He's flying, boy. Other than that,
You're joking.
Yeah.
He is one of the most athletic. He could play above the rim. crazy stuff. Like
you don't score 31 in the second
like
half.
jumping from one side, like throwing the ball off the backboard and catching on the other side.
Oh, were you
one
really?
foot,
So you were
like,
playing above the
He
rim.
was bouncing.
I mean, I figured you were playing above the rim to some degree, but
sneaky
Yeah.
bounce.
Were you dunking in high school?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you were.
Yeah.
like what
You
grade?
got to get some of these highlights.
Yeah, he was
It
sneaky.
may have
Sophomore?
started probably like late into my freshman year, where I was getting kind of those little like
Rim grazers.
grazers.
How tall? Well, let me ask you this real quick, because I mean, obviously the strength training played a huge role in this, right?
Absolutely.
But how?
100%.
But how tall were you probably as a freshman versus when you were a senior?
I don't maybe like 5'10", 6 foot. So
Oh, so you were you? It's not like you were short.
yeah, no, I mean,
it's not like you were. It's not like you grew 6 inches, is what I'm saying.
Right.
yeah, right.
It was
yeah.
all because of weight training and maturing
it's
as a
bouncing.
body.
And then just.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you go from, it's
Hey.
one thing to go from like
No.
dunking the tennis ball.
I know.
And then that was
Yeah.
about as good as it got for me with
No.
dunking a tennis ball.
That my first dunk it was my freshman year. It was the same. I was playing JV, and I'll never forget it because that game I was wearing my buddy's shoes because I forgot my shoes.
Oh, you want those shoes bad after that?
Dude, I was so sick. He gave me, bro. They were 2 sizes. They were like a size and a half too big, and they were old beat up Kobe's. Like literally, my foot was shifting around in the shoe like while I was playing.
That's awesome.
I stole the ball at half court right before halftime. Just went. I don't know what made me do it. I just jumped, did it, and like kind of looked like I kind of surprised myself. And then like I looked at everybody else, and they were kind of like,
Damn, I just
"What
dunked.
the?" Yeah. And then they went crazy. And then I got yelled at, believe it or not, by my coach because I didn't, and I quote, use the fucking backboard.
Oh, of course, yeah.
That was the type of program, and I love Coach Rocky. Like I love him to this day.
Still,
I want you to
Once
he,
you-
tap
dude,
and then go.
You guys, Indiana high school basketball obviously is very storied. Coach James in that program at Franklin Central during that time, Jawan Johnson played for him. And that was he's a lot like Coach D, like play off 2 feet, like jump stopping, pump faking, like very fundamental basketball.
Fundamental old school basketball.
Yeah, so just not to make this about me, but
No.
it was the same like, and then I had to, after I did that, then it was like, I did it like again, and I did it again, and then like after the 5th or 6th time, it wasn't like, I wasn't barely getting it over the rim. It was like full on like, actually dunking the ball. Because I had plenty of times where I tried to do it in like practice and stuff, and like, didn't quite make it.
Didn't make it.
Yeah.
So y'all go to your camp. Obviously, senior year is going to be big, right?
Yeah. It was a great year, and
Was the town a buzz? I mean, like what's? I'm curious real quick. What's the town
the town's buzzing.
from the whole season, right? I mean, like from day one.
Yeah, and I think everybody is still on the high of what we did the previous year.
I love it.
So everybody's super excited from the first game of our
I
season.
mean,
like,
sell it. Every
yeah,
game's
the
every game's
places-
wall to wall.
That's what I'm
places
saying,
packed.
man. It's just like I said. It's just so different.
Did y'all have like a good starting lineup, like music, like?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to see some old videos of that.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, it the whole town is there, and people are, they made a point, like, they're getting right off work and they're going straight to the gym. So, you might see some guys that have just,
It's so cool.
worked construction or whatever, and they're still there in their boots and their front row, and they're ready to go, and they're high-fiving you in the warm-ups. And
Well, and they probably got to get there because you had triple headers, right? Freshman,
yeah,
JV, varsity.
yeah, most of the time.
They probably had to get there for the freshmen and get a seat, right?
Mhm.
I mean, it wasn't like so it actually
Boy, it was filling seats for all 3 games.
That's what I'm saying. So like, it wasn't just the varsity. Like the freshmen are getting to enjoy this too.
Yeah, that was, again, like that was the whole point and what I was striving, and not just me, but everybody that was a part of it was striving to do at the time. And, senior year was just a really exciting year. And we were on a great rhythm. I think we started out maybe like 8-9-0. Like we were moving. And, like I said, we played in those tougher tournaments, and, we had a few games that, like Montgomery County at the time, they came and played, and that was a team that went to the Final Four of the state tournament.
Wow.
And they're coming to play at Augusta, Kentucky. And they had a guy, Omar Pruitt, he was a dog, like jumping back, but that was my junior year. He was the number 1 player in the region. I was number 2. Well, of course, everybody in Augusta's like, nah, Brent's the number 1 guy, so they put it on the schedule. And then Omar comes in, and I think I had it was probably in the 30s, but he had 40. Like it was a game that. Like,
I bet that
back
was
and
so
forth.
fun to
Yeah,
watch too. Yeah, it was like a slugfest, like
kind of game.
heavyweight titles
What was the
type
final
shit.
score?
Oh man, I don't know. It wasn't too bad. They were a
Pretty
legit
close.
team, but we were in there the
Yeah,
entire
yeah,
game.
yeah.
So, but yeah, the senior year we were really moving, and there was college coaches starting to come and watch some games. So that was building even more excitement, but also putting a little bit more pressure on me of okay, like you're here, you've been performing, and now you're getting the eyes that you want into this gym. So you got to continue to do what you're doing. So yeah, I mean, overall, a very successful season. We go into the district again, and they're doing it. And
Who's the draw?
They draw, and it's Mason County.
Mason County, oh.
First round. So.
Oh man, let's go.
Here we go again. And I remember we had a night practice that time, and the energy was different, and you could tell by everybody in the gym, regardless of what everybody else was saying outside of it. We were all like, okay, like here we are.
Let's go.
We've already done this, and we'll continue to do this. So,
and I bet on the flip side, I bet they're over there licking their chops.
Oh,
they're ready.
They're like, they are ready to
want that
absolutely
get back.
fucking pounce on you guys.
Yeah. So, and it was also a better Mason County team, I will say. They were ranked in the state at the time. So they were ready. They had size, they had talent, they had shooters. Like it was going to be.
They didn't have Brant Bock.
I can only imagine the pep talk from their coach.
Oh, they did this to us.
Yeah.
Our
You
floor.
let those
in our
guys
house. Yeah.
from that little
No
hit
way,
town.
bro.
Yes.
No way.
You all weren't playing in Mason County, right?
We weren't. So it was at a neutral site this time, and it was in Bracken County, which is just 10 minutes up the road from us. And it was a cool thing because we take the bus and we're riding up there, and the parking lot at the time, because we got there a few hours early, of course, get warmed up and dressed and all that. It was packed, and there was people waiting to get into the gymnasium, and you're like, man, this is nuts.
Yeah.
So I think there was maybe like 10 minutes on the clock, and we're still warming up, and I overheard someone saying like they're pushing people out, like telling we can't fit anybody else in this gym. And that Mason County game is actually on YouTube, so it's a cool thing. Like you can see, like the place is just there's people everywhere. They're standing on the walls or on the baselines, and it was one of the most memorable games for me. Bellarmine at the time, because in the recruiting process, Bellarmine, they came a little later to the scene for me, and they came to a game in Augusta, and they were VIP. They were up on the stage, and they were bringing popcorn
On the stage.
Yeah. So
And
it's a pretty
it was
big
Reese
deal.
Gaines that came to watch it.
Yeah,
Right?
Reese Gaines, who's a legend, in the basketball world, and they had the opportunity to see me there, but they came back again to watch against Mason County, and I'm sure they've done the research and they know this is we're going to see what Brent can do against a talented
Real competition.
real competition. So the first quarter for me, it started out a little slow. I didn't score, but we were still in the game. Very slow pace, which was what, at the time, smaller schools, they like to play a little bit slower against teams like that so they can stay in the game. But Coach Henson and understanding the player personnel that he had with me, we wanted to get up and down. So it was a game where we wanted to get up and down regardless of who we were playing. Going into the second quarter, I finally started to pick up a rhythm, and we're going back and forth. I hit a shot that's right by half court going into halftime to kind of like I hit it and we just walk, like I hit it and we walk off the floor like, okay, like now we're in the place is like, all right, it's starting to heat up in here, and we were down by 2 with, I think there was maybe like 7-6 on the clock. They're at the free throw line, and they miss. Yeah, they miss, and we get the rebound. I go full court, get to the rim, finish. We're going into overtime. So you can tell if you watch this video, like people are going, the camera's shaking, everybody's, and we go into overtime, back and forth, and Yeah, we closed them out in the game. We beat Mason County again, 61-60.
Oh wow, let's go.
I had 48 points that game, so I was really rolling.
Coach Davenport.
40.
Yeah,
Cooking them boys.
Of 61 points.
Yeah, it was.
Stop it.
It was a good game. It's a good
48.
Yeah.
Did you know? Like, did you have an idea that you had 40 plus points? You didn't even know.
I really did.
You were like literally just.
There was a moment in that game where I knew like the rim just looked.
My boy went into a flow state.
Yeah,
Like you couldn't miss.
Blacked out.
Yeah, there was a point where like there was a few shots like I was stepping over half court and just pulling it, boom, and I'm like, all right, I've done that a few times.
Let's keep this going, right?
Like, and you could just feel like you said, like in that flow state, like
48.
anything I could do.
48 of 61.
Yeah, it was crazy,
Bro, that's crazy.
it was.
That's called giving them the business.
Bro.
Yeah,
I don't know what, bro. If somebody dropped 48 on me, I had to guard James Blackman Jr. in high school. And I held him to like 26, and that was like a win.
Yeah.
Because he was putting up like 35, 40 a game.
tough. Yeah.
But, bro, 48 points.
Yeah,
I
so,
mean, I might quit. Like, bro, you dropped 48 on me. I
the
might
coach
be
was
done.
there.
Yeah, Bellarmine, they were there. They were standing on the wall.
They weren't on the stage this time.
No, they were just.
Buddy, this one.
Yeah.
Listen,
This wasn't
the
Augusta.
stage hits home. We talked about this before. The stage hits home because, again, at Marion County, now our gym, I will say this now, our gym's probably, I mean, at that time was one of the nicest gyms in the entire state. We have a dome. So we have a dome. So,
It's
like,
actually pretty cool. You got to pull it up on you.
it's gorgeous. Like, trust me, in 1990s, it's bad, but we had a stage, baby. And, in 92, 93, 94, we had some real talent. We had talent in the 80s and 90s all around, but in 92, 93, 94, we had Anthony Epps and you had Elton Scott, Mr. Basketball. And then you even had guys like Derek English that played at South Florida. This is all one team. Mike Douglas went to K-State. All these on one team, right? So we were some ballers. That stage was always had coaches on it. So when you said that the other day, man, I died laughing because I'm like, oh shit, that is a real thing, man. They sit on the stage,
baby.
It is.
Put him on the throne.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
So did coach talk to you after this game?
They did, yeah. So we win the game. They rushed the court, like everybody's cheering, and I mean, it's just like, the first time, again, it was shock, but this time it's just pure excitement of like, wow, we've done it back-to-back years. Mason County, they just, they're.
Bro, they had to be just like devastated. Like,
Yeah. And I mean, they
what
already
the
didn't
fuck,
like me.
man?
We've talked about the pep section. Like, they were really gunning at me that game.
I can't imagine. Can you?
Bro.
Let me ask you a
Keep
question.
talking.
Think about that real quick. Can you imagine them on you? Somebody being
No.
on you, dogging you, and you drop 48 on them? Like,
Bro,
Well, yeah, I mean, and
I would go to jail. I would have been such an asshole. Like, they would have had, like, I would have gotten arrested.
stop the game.
yeah. Well, in the video, you can see, and if you didn't know, you probably wouldn't pay attention to it. But I do after the game. I purposely run towards their pep section, and I'm saying whatever I'm saying at the time, and then I walk off.
Thanks for coming tonight.
Yeah.
Like kind of like a bow.
You're welcome
like,
for the show. Yeah.
So yeah, it was a cool moment, and of course, Bellarmine, they spoke to me, and that was really where they basically said, hey, we want you on campus, come for a visit, check us out, that kind of thing. And I'm like, whoa, okay, like all of this hard work that I talked about and putting in the time and spending 6 a.m. workouts and then shooting at 10 or 11 o'clock at night and doing all of that stuff, for me, especially from being from Augusta, and you rarely get that attention. You rarely get that feeling that we had was like super cool. Like where I had to take a moment when I got home and I'm like, wow, like this is actually
That's
all
awesome.
playing.
This is
out
real life.
that I'm trying to try to do. So yeah, I mean, it was a.
You've seen the movie Varsity Blues, right? You've never seen
I don't
the
think I have.
football
I don't
movie?
think I have.
Bro.
I'll have to check it out.
Oh my God, this is like
You'll
this
like
is
it.
this
It's
is
good.
it's football. It's high
Yeah.
school football, but this is literally what you lived for 3 years.
I was literally like imagining.
Were you?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm talking. Think about because he's just talking. I mean, the town's shutting down, and it's this and it's this. You have to go watch it.
You
It's
gotta
an
watch it.
absolute must.
James Vanderbeek, like all those guys. Now, here's my question. So this is what
Okay.
my dad says. you couldn't have paid for a meal for 3 years, right? Like anywhere you went in town.
Oh yeah, they
That's where I was going.
It's on us,
well,
Bob.
funny enough.
Oh,
like,
really? Oh, you really? So they did take care of you like that?
I was very taken care of. Like, at the general store, like a sweet old lady that owned the general store at the time.
The general store.
She would take care of me when I'd come in there, and even when the team would come in, like she wanted us to be there before a pregame meal
that's
and stuff
fantastic.
like that. So it was really, really cool to just get everybody involved. Like that's the thing about what we were doing. Like,
what was your
of course
mission?
it was basketball, but getting the whole community involved was super, super cool to be a part of. And like we just went to Augusta and we're sitting at the Augusta pub, and I tapped T on the shoulder. And
The Augusta pub.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to take pictures.
Yeah.
He's literally like, there's like framed pictures on the wall from like the seasons he's talking about, like
Yeah. I tapped
in
him,
there.
I'm
Like it's a part of their history now. Like the pub is where everybody's at Saturday night.
Yeah.
So you're at the pub, and what happens here?
Yeah, I mean, I tap him on the shoulder. I'm like, look, T, like, and there's pictures of me and the team and everything, and I'm like, this has been a while now, and people still love
10 plus years, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
minute.
so people still love to reminisce about it, and
Well, it's part of their history.
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. It's literally like if you go down memory lane, like that is a part of like it's forever. It's like immortalized. Like this is part of like you said, the history of Augusta forever.
It's in the community's fabric forever.
Yeah.
I mean, like Marion County won the state title in 1993. I was in 8th grade. I can tell you with certainty, it changed. I mean, like it was so big.
right.
Like again, when I say dome, I mean I should know how many that holds. It probably holds 4, 5, 6,000. I would say you could pack to the ring. I mean, packed to the ceiling every single game. Every game. We went to Rupp Arena that year. They went 38-2. Town shut down, like you talked
Right,
about.
yeah.
Town shut down. Rupp Arena was 20,000. I mean, it was so much maroon. I mean, that was year 2. There was like Jason Osborne and a bunch of guys. So
You said they were back to back?
no, 93 they won 38-2. Paul Lawrence Dunbar was the only team that beat us 2 times, 38-2. Marion County, Kentucky was nationally ranked in the USA Today. Like they checked in at like 24. I mean, it's one of the best teams that's played in state before. Darnell Burton that played at Cincinnati, he was on Dunbar, and him and Cameron Mills that played for UK. This at that point in time, you had like Jason Osborne that was going to Louisville, so it wasn't just Marion County. Like there were studs. I mean, Jason Osborne's a McDonald's All-American. Anthony Epps is getting ready to go play and win a national championship at UK and crazy stuff. But it's just like I just go back to that time, and I remember being at school, and it's a Tuesday night game, and it's 4:00, and I can't wait to get to the gym, right? And those things never go away. So I can't imagine like you talking about this mission and pride and interviewing at Mason County, and then you actually fulfilled it. That's cool shit, man.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
it was
I'm over here like literally. I hate to be this excited, but I am so excited because as a small town kid, I got to see this. I didn't personally. I didn't get to. I wasn't the reason.
Right.
I got to witness it though. You got to actually live it and do it. That's
a very key
freaking
part of it, which is like
I'm sorry. That's bad.
and something that you set out intentionally to do at such a young age,
That's
and
the
then
key.
putting all that time
All
in,
that
and then
work.
seeing it like come to fruition is kind of a crazy, like, and like just such a high level, bro.
Well,
Like
and I was gonna
48 points in a game is just.
Your dad, after the senior year, I'm sure y'all have had that conversation. Like, not I told you so, Dad, but like,
oh yeah, I mean that was when I walk, I'm like I tried to tell you,
Yeah.
and of course he's just
He's still sticking to it.
Like,
He's still.
son, I knew it all along. That kind of stuff.
You're kind of like, what? Nah, you.
But I do think at a time as well, and hearing my dad and hearing different perspectives about that whole year and the whole 4 years of my high school career, hearing different perspectives of what they were experiencing as well was really, really cool to hear. Of like my dad, sometimes it's
the
like,
pride.
yeah.
there's a cool picture.
dude.
That the pride that those guys, your parents.
You imagine Gray. She's hooping. She drops 40.
She dropped 4 points in a 3-on-3 game
What?
the other day, and I'm proud.
She's out there just cooking
if my
girls,
son
bro.
is doing that, or my daughter is doing that, like I don't know.
Goosebumps,
I don't
bro.
know. I
Well,
really
yeah,
don't. Like, I mean, I can't fathom.
And my family has been so tied into Augusta. You know, they still live there. My mom has been on school board for 20 plus years. Like it's where everybody.
His dad's
There's no way your dad didn't walk in the Augusta pub, and all the guys sitting in there doing whatever and go, your boy,
Yeah, I'm sure.
your boy, your boy
Well-
Brent. I mean, like I mean, it was like they're living their life through your dad that's living, you know, that's excel. Oh,
Yeah.
When I
Well,
played, it
here's
hadn't
the
changed
thing
now.
though.
I think it
His
still feels that way.
dad was a very successful business owner like his dad was already like the man.
He was also the mayor at one point.
oh,
Yeah.
Here we go.
Like, so his dad, like that's what's
Sorry,
crazy.
you
Is, like,
I sense we may have.
he's
future-
kind of like the
another future
prince.
mayor here.
Like he was kind of like the Prince of Augusta.
I don't
like
know if that one's for
you
me.
know, after his dad, like which is
The
crazy.
last thing I want to say about high school, and I'll let you guys ask some questions that we go to Bellarmine, because I know Tyler's a lot of Bellarmine stuff that we're getting ready to talk about, which is super cool that you guys got connected the way you all got connected and how it all transpired. But man, 2,600 points, like I just want
in
you.
3 years.
I just want to.
3 years,
I want
bro.
to emphasize that number, like
So
all the
many points.
accolades, the first region stuff. That's cool as shit. Don't get me wrong. I mean, that's awesome. 2,600 points in 3 years, bro. Like, I mean, you were cooking.
Yeah.
Put that in
nightly.
perspective. You play about 30 games a year,
Mm-hmm.
2,700 points. I'm going to average it out, right? So you do 90 games. It's 30 points.
I mean,
for 3
yeah.
years.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but when you score 48 and one, that kind of helps
It helps
compensate a little bit too.
But 30
Yeah.
points
No,
a
I'm
game
just-
for 3 years.
No, I mean, I wanted to bring that to light real quick, because as someone
On
that
average,
I mean,
it's
we all played sports. I mean, I love basketball with all my heart. I watched a lot of great players. 2,600, that's a lot of buckets.
3
Yeah,
years.
That's a lot of buckets.
Bro.
we were rolling, and you know, and even after the season, that's where things really started to pick up to go into college. Like, you know, there was a point where after the season, there was a school board member that actually came to my house and asked if it was okay if he got a petition to get people to sign to get my jersey already put up. I'm still in high school at the time. And,
Oh, get out of here.
and this happened.
Retire his jersey.
You got a road or anything named after you back there?
No, no.
Brant Bock Way or anything?
Well, you should.
Haven't done
You
it.
missed
Brant
out.
Bock Way?
Yeah.
You should
Haven't done any of
have.
that.
You're retiring your jersey. Hey, bro, I'm still in school right
Yeah,
now.
no, well,
I
it
see
was-
graduating.
It was
This
weird
is the
because,
Brant
you know,
Bock
I'd be
pub.
walking through the hall to go to class, and then, you know, there's my jersey.
Oh, so they really did.
My jersey is, yeah.
To this day.
We haven't done, like,
It's still in there.
we haven't done the actual retire. I don't know when that'll happen, but we.
You might want to tell him to get on it. It's been,
So,
it's been
yeah.
I was gonna
13
say it's about that
years.
time at this
But
point.
it went up when I was in high school. And
Actually, that's going to be really cool, though, that they haven't done it yet or done
So
anything,
the kids
because
can
your
see.
boys are going to eat that.
yeah, I've had the opportunity to take them back and be like, you know, look, and they have a photo of me above it, and it's really cool.
Oh.
You know, and at the time, I think there was
Yeah, bro.
some back and forth of people thinking like, I don't know if we want to, you know, this might make some other people upset, or you know, and there's other people that are like, yeah,
I
do
think
it.
he earned it.
And they did it, so it was a really cool thing.
That's awesome.
Does it have your points?
There is a plaque with all of those accomplishments.
Yeah, that's really cool.
beside it.
It's a big plaque.
I was going to say, it's got to be really
It's
big.
pretty tall.
Let's-
So like you know, you're in the big city now. Like you're kind of shell shocked because, you know, like a neighborhood in Louisville's bigger than, you know, like mine. Like if you take all the little neighborhoods that I'm in, like Strathmore and Kensington and whatever, like that neighborhood is bigger than your whole town.
Bro, there was more people on campus than this whole town.
I know, but I'm talking about like just like when you're driving through Louisville, right?
Driving
Like
through Louisville was like going to New
Oh,
York
he's
City.
like New
Yeah.
York City.
He was looking for Times Square.
Yeah.
Where's the World Trade Center at?
Look at all these skyscrapers.
Yeah.
So you're there because I already know this story, but it's a funny one to me just because of the way. And I love like I've actually told this story because I love the way that your dad responded. But so you're there for like it's literally like
was the
a
weekend.
weekend.
Yeah.
So like you get there on like Thursday, Friday, and you have like it's syllabus week. You got like like you just show up, you don't even do nothing.
Hold on, did you even have class yet?
Yeah, no, it was the we going into your freshman year. They
The little
allow
icebreaker
some
stuff.
icebreaker
Yeah.
time where
Okay.
You get to meet people, and you're sitting around in a circle and talking about yourself. And
Oh
all
my God.
yeah, that kind of stuff.
I'm holding the stick. My name's Brent.
Yeah, and in my head, I'm like, man, I just want to get to the gym. Maybe I'll be better when I get to the gym.
Maybe. So
yeah.
you're having your airplane. Are you having airplane anxiety right now?
Yeah, pretty much. It's at the point where I'm, you know, I'm obviously nervous about it's just something new. And I didn't know my roommate at the time, Jared Coles, which was one of my teammates, and so I'm just nervous and worried about a lot of things. And yeah, I mean, I was there for the weekend. I had the opportunity. After all the icebreaker stuff, I'm like, okay, let's get to an individual workout, I think it was, or it might have been an open gym at the time, and maybe things will start to kind of fill out for me. I'll get a basketball in my hand, and I'll start to feel a little bit better about this. And I was completely wrong. At that time, my freshman year, I'm coming into a team that made it all the way to the Final Four of the NCAA tournament in Division II.
Oh, damn.
And we had 2 All-Americans on the team, and we had Division I guys that transferred in. So, for me, again, it's that whole, like, a whole new level of another ladder that I got to
You're starting over,
at the bottom and climb my way to the top again. And, I was shell-shocked. So I went back to the dorm, and I was like, yeah, I think this isn't for me. So, we had that Sunday off, and I was like, all right, well, I'm going to leave and go home for the weekend.
For those.
And then as I kept going, I'm like, I'm probably done. So I get home, and of course, like, my parents are like, what's going on? And I kind of,
because you didn't call them and tell me you were coming.
yeah, I talked
Showed
to them
up with all your shit.
and was like, yeah, I'm not feeling too great. And they're like, all right, well, just maybe come home for a weekend. And I come home, and I explain to them that I just don't want to do this. And my dad pretty much just tells me, he's like, again, going back to allow me to make my decisions and make my choices, because it is my life. And he said, if you make this decision of not going back to Bellarmine, that's your decision, but you can't live here. If you're a big boy and you want to make those decisions, then you got to go do big boy things and figure it out.
Oh.
So to me, I'm like,
Such
okay,
a dad answer. I love
Wow.
that. Tough
what
love,
am I supposed
man.
to do
Yeah.
at this point?
Tough love.
So, I'm telling my friends, I'm like, man, maybe I'll just, I got a girlfriend at this time, and I'm like, man, maybe I'll just settle down here and work at the factory. And they're all like, bro, what are you talking about?
How much did that? Was she still living in Augusta?
Yeah.
So how much did that play?
That was dictating a lot too at the time.
That had to.
I'm a young.
It's always the women.
Guy, and it's just everything's new in Bellarmine, and I'm like, I just don't think I'm gonna fit in. And I'm still coming off of the high of high school,
Bro, you're
being
going
the
from
man.
getting every meal given to you at the diner
And scoring 48 points.
to Bellarmine,
In a title game,
Yeah.
like
nobody.
That is a very tough transition, I would imagine.
Yeah, so, Augusta being Augusta, the community was, people were coming and knocking on the door and sitting on the couch with me and my family, and they're just trying to consult me and basically what's going on? Why is this not the thing that you want to do anymore? And an assistant coach at the time, Phil White, he came knocking on the door around like 11:30, 12, and he's like, get in the car, we're going to take a ride. And we rode around for hours. And he's like, I'm not going to drop you back off till you say that you're going back to school. We talked about life. We talked about my journey, his journey. And, it really started to put things into perspective of things that I wasn't thinking about at the time, of what my future can hold off of just one decision, that of me just staying at home, where the next 10, 15 years of my life could go. So, I did go back. I had the coaches, Bellarmine coaches were calling me and trying to, talk to me. And at that time, I decided to go back and, talk about embarrassing. I got to go back to these guys. I just said, basically, screw you all. I don't want to be a part of this team.
Because you sat Coach Davenport down and told him you were leaving?
No, I didn't sit him down. Yeah. It was.
He
just
ghosted.
just bounced.
homie just sent a text like,
Yeah.
it's been real.
So, I didn't approach that as well as I probably should have either. So it was definitely a learning experience. But I come back to campus, and Coach D sets me down, and, he basically explains to me why I'm there. And he said, we know you can score points. We've seen you play. He said, but your career that we've watched, like we have guys here that know how to win, and that's why you're here. You found a way with what you had to win, and that's what we want here at Bellarmine, because we're building a winning culture. So to have a Hall of Fame legendary coach set me down, and after everything that I just put them through for a weekend, because most of the time they would have been like, okay, well, see ya. We'll take your scholarship and we'll fill another spot with another Brent or another, even better.
Whoever.
So that says a lot about who Coach Davenport truly is. Like, I mean, to this day, I can call him on the phone and he'll do,
Funding Fathers alum. He's been on the show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Shout out.
So he didn't. So he like your first interaction with him. He wasn't like mad. He wasn't like I mean he sat down in a normal manner and just kind of talked.
We're gonna have to get that from his mouth.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never really asked him that. Now he
may not have been mad. But he was pissed.
All right, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, I'm just going off what I know. You know, so.
Well, that is actually a great question. I'd love to actually know what he was
like where his mind was.
Yeah, when he got that text.
Yeah, heart probably. Heart sank, like stomach drop. I mean,
of course, a lot of money.
He said it on stage, boy.
We're gonna have to have a follow up.
No, we definitely will.
Yeah. So yeah, I went back, and then that's kind of where I struggled my first year at Bellarmine, and through academically and socially and for basketball even. So it was just a whole new road for me to build off of. So.
Well, that's what I was gonna say, because you had mentioned your struggle getting in and how key the president,
Dr. McGowan.
Dr. McGowan was
yeah. Rest in peace.
And so I mean, and Bellarmine's an unbelievable academic school.
Absolutely.
So I'm sure that whole year you go from being the dog. I mean, you are the centerpiece, 48 points a game. Not every game, but
30 points a game. Shit.
I mean, did you play at all?
I mean, it just depended, but not a lot. It was hit or miss. They throw me in a few games.
But not much.
You guys get in foul trouble. You're up 30 in second half.
So you're playing cleanup, and you probably didn't have to go to. I didn't even ask you that. Did you have to go to class at Augusta your senior year?
Yeah. I was
a little bit.
I was
a little.
He was. I mean, he was in the classroom.
But now you're actually having to show up for class. You're having to be there, and you're not playing. So that was probably. I mean, that was probably an unbelievably tough year. I mean, I know for me, going from St. X to UK, like.
And I went through that. So like, I played 2 years at Lehigh before I went to Bellarmine. My freshman year, I always say I was a practice dummy. Like, I probably couldn't have showed up to practice and they wouldn't have even noticed. Which is crazy because I was a scholarship player. So it wasn't like just so happened that my roommate was the all-time assist leader at Lehigh and like probably the best point guard that's ever played in the Patriot League, period. Yeah. He's still playing in Finland right now. Yeah. They just won a championship last year. Like dude is 5'7", like 150 pounds soaking wet. The hardest person I've ever had to guard my entire life. He is the Energizer Bunny. Like he doesn't. Karan Ross. Yeah. It's from Jonesboro, Arkansas. If you know where the fuck that is.
Nope.
Yeah. Country kid. Dude, his dad, I love his dad. His whole family's amazing. And I don't know if I've ever like said this to you, but like Karan and I are still really close. It was literally like if you saw Karan on campus and you didn't see me, people would literally ask like, where's Tyler? Or vice versa. If I was walking around and I wasn't with Karan, they'd be like, where's Karan? Because we were like that. And I could never it was frustrating because I committed before he did. They recruited him, like we're in the same class and they brought him in after I'd already committed in the same position. And I literally didn't play. Busted my ass after my freshman year, ended up being our backup point guard and played like 8 to 12 minutes a game depending on what was going on. So I was actually like a rotation player now. And I love that role because I was like, all right, like when Karan needs a break, like I need to keep us going. Like that was my role.
That's your motivation too.
Yeah. And I loved Karan. So like, I was like, I got to have his back. That was the way I looked at it. Yeah. Right. But I also knew that my coach and I still have love for him, but I'm not a stat sheet guy. He can attest to that. I'm not like, I can have a 20-point game. That's not really what I'm there to do, but I win games. Like Coach G said. And he just was very analytical. So if it wasn't on a stat sheet, he couldn't justify like playing someone if it's not a plus or minus. Like if you're not plus whatever, that's just how he thinks. So I left. But the thing that I came to appreciate about Brent was you got to think like his freshman year, he barely, hardly played. Sophomore year played more. Similar, like kind of like me, probably played 5 to 8 minutes a game, just like spot minutes, doing the things they need to do. And his junior year should have been the year where it's like, finally, my turn. And then this fucking asshole shows up. They bring in a Division I transfer from nowhere that I started every game. I played 30 minutes a game and had a great, that year was amazing. We went to the Final Four. Like it was like probably my, I don't know, man, but that was probably my most fun, like ever playing basketball. Like we played at the Yum. We played, did we play Cincinnati? Was it that year we played Cincinnati? We played IU. I think it was IU that we played at Assembly Hall. Like such a cool year. And we were suite mates. So like him and Jarek, you know, we shared the bathroom. And then I'm trying to remember who my roommate was the first year. My actual roommate. Why can't I not remember that? Anyway, we shared the suite, right? So like he was probably like one of my, like early on, like Brent and I just kind of clicked. Like dudes, like I'm so super unserious. Brent's a clown. Like we both love hip hop. Like we're just, I don't know, we just vibe, right? And it dawned on me later on, like he could have had every reason to fucking hate me. Legitimately, right? Like it just, he was probably mad at first. I bet he was mad at first. I would have been mad. Yeah.
I mean, it was frustrating, but you know, like I've said before, I've never been, and I never will be the type of person that, you know, hopes or tries to knock somebody else down in order for me to be successful. And I understand basketball and how it takes everyone. And at Bellarmine, the most important thing was, you know, being a team and winning games. That was the goal. So, you know, if a guy, if all 5 players out there only had 10 points, but we win the game, like we're still really happy about the performance that we had. And I think also it's a testament to the brotherhood that we all still have today. And I've talked about it before of how, you know, we could sit here and talk about different games, but I think we talk more about the bus rides and the trips and the things that we've done.
Brent wearing his jersey like 12 hours after we lost that Final Four game.
Like I didn't want to
like
take it
literally
off.
wouldn't take it off.
Yeah, so.
Did you ever, but you talk about trials and tribulations. Again, coming from the highest of the gutter, you're making it up. It's going to be your time. Like, did it ever cross your mind, like, maybe I need to transfer? Was that even something that crossed your mind?
No, but I will say, again, you know, having the people that are in your ear basically saying, like, oh, this should be you, or you could go somewhere else. And,
it's real.
And it was. And at the time, I finally overcame from that freshman and sophomore year of, like, all the things that I was afraid of, and now I'm here and I'm used to it. I know people on campus and I know the city and all of those things, and I'm like, I put so much into this now, it wouldn't make sense I want to see it through. And I think that's what I've tried to do with anything.
That's what you did.
Is seeing everything through and just believe, you know, and believing in myself and believing in the process. I'm really big on trusting the process that, you know, when my time comes, I will be ready, and then we'll go from there. And I feel like that's what happened going into my senior year. I stayed ready. And
I was going to say, watch this. So as luck would have it, first game, we play Louisville every year. It's an exhibition game. It's a big game. I dive on the floor with Ray Spalding. Doesn't go well. He tears my labrum in my shoulder.
Damn.
Out for the season. And guess who steps into those minutes? Brant Bock.
Yep.
Guess who shoots 45% from the three for the season and averages 17 points a game, shoots like 57% from the field, all region NABC, first team all GLVC. Bro, like it low-key, bro, I love you so much. It's like, sorry. It's cool to me because I got to watch you do that. And I was, dude, it made me happy. Like seeing you do that. Cause I knew you could do it. You knew you could do it. We all did. But it was like, all right, well, T's down. Starter from last year that, we went to the Final Four, he's down. What's up? Steps up and goes crazy. Has multiple 25, 30-point games in the NCAA tournament. Like, just, talk about, like, being ready. Bro, we've never had this conversation. Sorry. We've never had this conversation. So, like, now, like, your boys like my nephews, my boys like your nephews. Man, I didn't know this was gonna hit me this hard.
That's cool,
bro.
man.
That's
It
is. Yeah.
What we do to people.
Well,
Man, but I'm just like proud of you, bro. Cause like, and then we shared our first apartment together after that.
Yeah.
Which is funny because that's when Brent realized he gets paid twice a month, not
crazy.
once.
That's great.
And,
I'm glad.
and we go through like life together, and then he's like trying to figure out his career. Ends up being the assistant AD or you were the AD? Were you the AD?
I was the athletic director at Anchorage Public School.
Right.
Well, after I graduated from Bellarmine, I had a short stint of playing overseas in Lisbon, Portugal, and it was a very lowly
Portugal.
Yeah,
bro.
So I did have to get on a plane.
You got to get on a plane. Oh boy.
I was gonna say, did you take the Titanic?
It was.
Listen, I watch these games.
I tried.
Hey, I watch these games.
I
Like
could,
calling it a pro league is
Yeah,
just stretching.
yeah. It was a very low.
Like a
league.
men's
And,
league.
At that.
How long did this go on?
Man, I was there for maybe.
It was like 2 months. I feel like it wasn't
It wasn't
long.
very long.
Well, I mean, but for you though, like,
Well, yeah.
I mean, like, let's not forget now. I mean, I guess I don't know. You're a little bit more
On this
culture
point,
now.
it's Louisville.
Well, you're not. You've been. Well, yeah, you're more culture now, but
Yeah.
that's still now you're going into a complete,
A whole new world.
crazy world.
Yeah, and
And you had to fly.
And I had to fly. And the thing was, I had to fly back. I kept thinking about that too. I'm like, man,
Well, did they ever
Did you almost
I
like keep
almost
playing?
had to just stay there.
did they ever pay you?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was.
You
just
never got paid?
No. So it was just a whole.
Dog, it was
Did you live with a family? Or?
bootleg.
Well, they had us set up in this apartment where the team was living, and I came in where they were kind of in the middle of their season, and so the guys were already there. Some of the guys were actually working a day job, and we had practice.
Like St.
I told you it was like a men's league, bro.
Yeah,
Like
crazy.
it was literally like a men's
It's like
league.
an elevated men's
Yeah.
They're like, hey, we're gonna send this letter to this cat in Louisville. We're not gonna pay him, but we're gonna have him go.
They put like 4 of these dudes in this like 2-bedroom
Man,
apartment.
I signed
Like
a contract. I did all the stuff, and when I signed it, I'm like, man, I'm a pro. Like I'm from Augusta,
That's
Kentucky,
legit,
and
though.
now I'm a pro.
That's it. But
And
you were.
Yeah.
So, looking at in that perspective in a positive light, but other than that, like, yeah, it just wasn't the best experience. So I made the decision. I was like, I think this is kind of where I'm going to hang up the
Did
shoes.
you have to pay for your own flight back?
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Dude, it was such a
Yeah.
it was such a clown show.
So then you.
So
went to-
then I came back and I decided that staying in Louisville was going to be my best opportunity to do anything outside of basketball. So I did a few jobs, insurance, and those things, and I really just I couldn't get a good grasp on what I wanted to do after basketball. I was your ego after sports. You start to try to figure out what else you can provide.
Like
to
what's
the
your
world.
identity to the world
Yeah,
at this
like who-
point?
like,
Yeah.
Who am I? So I struggled with that for quite a bit of time of figuring out who else I could be. And fortunately, I fell back into sports and I took a position at Anchorage Public School as their athletic director. And I stayed there for 2 years and then had the opportunity to take a position at Holy Cross here in Louisville as their associate athletic director. And I was there for 2 years and I had a great experience and learned a lot about the job. And then just here recently, the job opened up at St. X, and I applied, and I, luckily they hired me, and I've been there for a year now.
What a great school! What
And
a great.
I really do love being at St. X. Like every day when I wake up, it's not like, oh, I got to go to work. Like Coach D says it all the time. Like he's never
Don't
worked
have
a day
to.
in his
I
life.
get to.
Yeah, I get to go to the best program in the state of Kentucky, the best athletics program in the state of Kentucky.
Well, you're surrounded by. I mean, and I say this obviously I'm a little partial to St. X being
just a little, a little.
But
Are we kidding me? A little.
These guys got to meet Mike Glazer, who is
Man,
far as
I'm
concerned,
Coach Glazer's biggest fan, dude. I love that guy.
the heart and soul of St. X High School.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, that guy could have retired so many times over, but he is St. X, and so you're surrounded by so many good people. And so to hear you say that, like, I'm not surprised. But what a great place, you know, with all the programs that have so much success. What a great place to continue your career. And you're surrounded by, I mean, dude, just so many great coaches and athletes and
The accolades there.
I mean,
Accolades and the expectations.
you know,
Oh, for sure.
right?
being
Like
at St. X, and I'm not just saying this because I'm there. Like, it is the standard. It really is. You know, as athletically, academically, like these young kids are thriving, and you just see all of the people at St. X and how much time and effort that they put into it. You know, like, I think about it when we first came the first week, like, they were so welcoming to me and my family, and you know, my boys, they're all into sports right now, and they love being at St. X, running on the football field and high-fiving the coaches and
that's
watching,
so cool.
you know, Josh Lindsay and Jordan Jackson do windmills and between the leg dunks. And like, for me, growing up from Augusta, Kentucky, you don't get to see that. So, you know, having the opportunity to provide that to my kids is a really, really cool thing, and
That's really cool.
Like, it's a blessing.
Did you show your boys going between the legs and windmills?
Yeah. They try to emulate that at the house in the basement with their their hoops.
There's no trying. I've seen it.
They're legit.
basement hoops is serious, boy.
Yeah, it's a cool experience, and like, you know, like,
Bennett and Beckham don't play.
well, and it's cool to kind of relive it in a way of what I used to do and growing up. Like we talked about before off of the GOAT movie, like the boys do the same thing. If like they're like 5, 4, and then they shoot it and then they miss, and like, oh, somehow there's
60
extra
seconds.
seconds on the clock. They put it back on.
There's a glitch in the scoreboard.
Yeah, like talk about like just,
Referees go to consult real quick. Wait a second.
yeah.
Well, you said you did this too. So I, dude, like when the girls were young, so we have 4 daughters, and I'll turn on the Chicago Bulls theme song and intro them, and dude, like, they just light up.
He's great. He's great at this.
It's so much fun to share that with your boys,
Absolutely.
with our kids, and it's just like, you know, sports. It's not everything. Obviously, how many kids play pro ball? How many kids play college ball? How many kids?
.0000000.
But the
Very small percentage.
foundation.
One.
You look at everybody in this room, and you look at pretty much anybody that we've even had on this, but so many successful people. Sports is tipped with the foundation that teaches them hard work, teamwork, just
Adversity.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man.
Like, which I think is the biggest
Adversity
thing,
is
like
the biggest
working
one.
through uncomfortable situations. And
Adversity is the biggest one.
Like,
Regrets that you
Yep.
did. You know, I mean, I look back, I have regrets, you know, on some stuff. I ended up quitting my senior year, and I look back to this day because I didn't feel like I was getting a fair shake. And you know, but with that being said, I still regret it. Right, I left the team. These were all my boys. Mason County's own Kelly Wells that we talked about. He was my coach and he was my teacher, and me and Coach Wells got along real well. But I just wasn't getting in the rotation where I thought I deserved, and I'd hurt my ankle. Blah 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 blah. Anyhow, long story short, going back to your point, I still think about it. However, the adversity is I pivoted, and I was able to do a couple things. I went and played varsity tennis. I found out I could play tennis. I knew I'd always played, but I mean, I played at varsity, and then I played intramural basketball, and so because we had an intramural basketball league, and we ended up meeting new people that I played basketball with and hit half-court shot winners. And next thing you know, like, so I found different ways. But to your point, it was like I cried. I mean, I was crying because I quit basketball, and I was bawling like I was a mess. And just so you know, I think that's what sports is, man. I mean, and what's even more about sports, the wins, losses. Screw that. I mean, it does mean stuff. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Augusta is forever changed for that. Marion County will always be remembered for a state title, 38-2, ranked in the top 25. But just how you guys, like that emotion.
Bro,
like that's life. That's
my God.
That's brotherhood. That's life. There's virtue. There's value. And people playing sports, man. Jesse and I talk about this all the time. Like, I've told my kids, I got twin boys, and they were really good soccer players, really good volleyball players. They weren't going to play college. They had to play a sport. For that reason, to be in a brotherhood. to learn the ups and downs.
Stick with something when it's not
But
going
also
well.
keep you
Like,
absolutely.
Yeah,
Like you
like-
gotta practice. You got.
Yes.
I don't want to go to practice. But guess what? Sometimes I know you say we don't have to. We get to go to work, but there's days where you don't want to go in. Yeah. So I think for myself and like with Gray and our girls and the boys and stuff like that, like I'm like, yeah, no, you have to play a sport. And it's the reason is not because I want you to be a winner and go play college ball or go play pro ball or whatnot. It's because I need you in that process, that system, because you're going to learn so much about life.
Absolutely.
That's going to carry you on. It's going to stick with you. So but when Tyler's showing that emotion, man, it's just that to me completely epitomizes what sports can do for individuals outside of winning and losing.
Yeah, and sports has opened up so many doors for me, obviously, and something that's always stuck with me is what Coach D would tell us is, don't let basketball use you, use basketball.
Use basketball.
There you go.
And that's what
awesome.
We've all done, and it's put us all to be in successful places. So yeah, I mean, I'd never thought that I'd be at St. X, and I was just there a couple hours ago, and I was loving it. We got a lot of things happening over there, so it's going to be an exciting year for the fall, and yeah, I mean, it's just a great place to be, and luckily, having a wife like Lily, there's a lot of late nights of me being over there, and she pretty much holds everything else down. So that having a partner like that makes everything just 20 times better.
Yeah.
Amen.
Of what I got going on.
It takes a lot of patience,
Absolutely.
to be married to a coach athletic directors.
Might as well be a
coach,
coach. Yeah. I mean, really.
So kudos.
Yeah, it's across the board. It's not just one
100%.
sport.
It's everything. That's what I'm saying.
So to wrap this up, favorite shared memory. I'll tell you mine. Like favorite shared memory between the two of us, regardless of like Bellarmine living together at the Grove, like as of right now. Because I have a fun. There's one specific moment I don't know why it sticks out to me, but it was when we were still at Bellarmine, and it was just the funniest. I don't know if I've ever laughed so hard in my life.
Man, there's so many. There was plenty at the apartment.
Yeah.
And funny enough, like I guess it kind of ties into Lily, who's my wife now. When I walked into the apartment and T's sitting there and we're watching TV, and I'm like, man, there's this woman that.
Nah, that's not what you said. He's like, bro, this Asian girl, man.
Asian girl that I'm really attracted to.
I was like, who?
Really, like, I would love to get an opportunity to talk to her. And I was like, man, why don't you just go and just, basically shoot your shot. And now, to whatever, how many years later, like, this is my wife, we have kids and all that stuff. So that was just a great moment because you got to kind of be a part of seeing it all play out of what it is. Like,
funniest part about that, though, is of all of our friends, it couldn't have been funnier that he was the first one that had kids and ended up having twins. That was pretty funny. When he called me to tell me.
How many did you say he said that?
I was like, oh my gosh. And at the time, it was during COVID, so I had to sit out in the parking lot of the hospital. So I had to find out over FaceTime with the doctor and Lily.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I knew she was pregnant. Like, they knew that until they went to go do the ultrasound. And he calls me and he's like, bro. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what could he possibly? I could hear it in his voice, like something crazy happened. He's like, twin. He just goes, twins. And I was like, what? Like, I'm like playing 2K or something, like not really paying attention. I was like, whoa, what'd you say? He was like, bro, I'm having two of them.
It was overwhelming. But it clearly is a.
That's the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah.
So what was?
Dude, one night we were in the dorms and we were in. Jarek was he was like gone or something. He wasn't there, and we may or may not have had a few beverages of the adult variety. Mm-hmm. And so this dude is one of the most like soulful. You two are very similar. His music knowledge, like the stuff that he listens to, I would have never guessed being from Augusta, Kentucky in a million years. Like Temptations, Isley Brothers, like, and not like performatively, like actually listens and knows the songs.
Right.
And he used to do these Michael Jackson impersonations. Dude can actually dance. Like, believe it or not, Like really
we
has
got the moonwalk
moves.
down.
Yeah, we'll do it off camera.
And
No, on camera.
he had a few, and he was going in, and I just was dying laughing, bro, because he's always been a clown and kind of like a performer in that way. But I just will never forget, like, dude, I was full belly laughing, like dying.
I love it. I said, "Yellow Michael," and this is kind of. He's like,
yeah. No, he's got soul in him, man. He really does.
That's awesome.
It's crazy, but yeah.
Well, I know Tyler's always trying to get out of it, but I think it'd be amiss if we don't talk about just the state of college basketball and NIL for a minute. Mm-hmm. There's so many. Dusty May literally just wins the national championship.
That's crazy.
League. But that's literally where college basketball is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got a dude that was at the highest of the high. They were dogs. And they won the national championship. And did they have a single returner? I mean, I don't even know.
Probably
not. They spent a ton of money. They loaded again. They literally had like two dudes went like 11th and 12th last night in the draft.
Yeah, Luxembourg.
Was that third win as well? Yeah. They were freaking loaded.
Well, and then they ended up drafting. Who's the Mavericks?
Oh,
yeah.
Adara, the dude that he coached. Yeah. I think that's his name, right? The big dude. They drafted him. Did you see the video of him after he saw it? He was like, I was like, dude, that's so cool.
Yeah.
It's wild. I don't know. I mean, we had Dan Furman on here from U of L. He's basically running NIL for Louisville, and I watch a lot of his videos now, and it's just like
stories he tells,
he's just throwing stuff out. It's just like, God bless America, man. It's like it's a whole new animal.
It is. It's
working its way. Listen, it's working. It's already in Indiana.
In Indiana, it's already like it's greenlit. It's greenlit. Like they're doing it. Like
it is. It's the wild west in a way, and I mean it's changing every day. So keeping up with the times and
that's what Dan said.
Yeah,
it was just like it's literally the wild west. It's like there's no rules.
And, it's very hard on coaches and programs and. Such as like Bellarmine being a smaller program to keep up with all these changes of what's going on. I hate to see it that how small colleges are kind of the hardest hit.
Yeah.
And it's, at the time of us playing basketball and going to, I was just happy to get a scholarship and an opportunity to play.
Yeah.
Now guys are sitting down and talking about dollar figures of how much they're going to get, and if they don't get it, okay, great. I'm
Who's next?
Somewhere else.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm all for kids.
That's what's tough about a school like Bellarmine though, because it's a system, and it takes a couple years to kind of have like everyone understand their role and like how to play that way. And as soon as you get a kid that's gone through the program that's good, well, then the Power 5 teams go, this kid averaged 20 points a game, in the ASUN. Yeah, he's a perfect example.
Dude went from JUCO to UAB to $7 million a year at
Michigan.
And now
he's in the league. Yeah, now he's in the league. Literally 1 year, every year was.
I'm sure you had some.
Well, it's Ryan Conwell for U of L.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He literally played for 4 different schools.
Yep.
Did he really?
Four different schools in 4 years, and every one of them was it started out rollover. There was Indiana State, then it was Xavier. And then Louisville, dude hit 100 threes last year, shot 37, 38%. He's a stud.
Yeah, he's a beast.
And now he's getting ready.
He's 100 threes.
Yeah, he's one of the.
But towards the end of the season, he was lighting it up.
I didn't realize that.
And now he gets to play with Giannis, who is going to create so many opportunities. It's just wild. But so what you're going through is, how can you not do that? Like if you're Ryan Conwell, that is what you have to do.
Well, and that's what's tough, right? Is you can't be Coach Doug right now and be mad at a kid if they're gonna throw $500,000 at him to go play it wherever. Like, what do you do?
The only thing I would think with Bellarmine or something like that, we're talking about the system, is that you hope that they are able to get the kids in there that's in a system. There's no necessarily a huge standout, right? And they're all
but the tough thing is at the Division I level, like you can get away with that at the Division II level because there's not as much athleticism and size. But at the Division I level, that's been their problem. They have some really talented players. They have system guys, right? You've seen them play, but they're missing. It's like Jack Karasinski, the kid their best player last year. If he would stay, and then they have some of these kids coming in, I actually think they would have been pretty good. But you're losing a lot of scoring power. I don't know if he's committed to anywhere, but I know he put his name in the training. But I've heard the I've talked to them about like numbers, and he can't not like that amount of money. Like he can't say no to, and they understand that.
Right.
So it's just like it's tough because you might have a guy like Kenyon Gooden. Honestly, Kenyon, I love him. He's on the team now. And he decided to stay, but I mean, he had a hell of a season. And I'm sure he was probably hearing from some people. He's an example of a guy who comes from a family that like that's what he wants to stay there all 4 years. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like he might be a kid that maybe does 4 years, and maybe if he gets a 5th year, maybe he goes and plays it wherever, right? But like he's not trying to like it's not like a ladder thing for him. He's really good and he's a good leader. I don't know how many of those kids you're going to get.
Well, the difference there is, go ahead.
No.
The difference there is how many kids, though, make it to a Bellarmine or make it to another, like, lower D1. Mm-hmm. They don't have any – they may have a great support staff because they have a great loving family, but the money, there's not a lot of finance.
And again,
the next thing you know,
right.
they get an offer from a UAB, and UAB's coming.
It's $100,000.
Yeah, 100,
life-changing money.
Life-changing money. And then, so it's like a Kenyon Gooden where they've got that family support and the financial support.
That's actually a great point. Yeah, he comes from a great family.
Like, I mean,
no, you're 100% right. I mean, it's one of those, but the problem is, and then it's like these kids come, I mean, the majority, if you go look at the higher level of athletics, I mean, a lot of them, I'm not going to say majorities, I don't have a stat, they come from very little to nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's got hands out. Cousins.
And Dan talked about that. Cousins, it's not always the kid.
It's not
That's
the kid.
The problem.
Let's talk real quick. I mean, I'm going to say right now, I've been having some conversations with my buddies. I mean, diehard Louisville fan, talking about Michael Brown Jr. I mean, if I text 10 Louisville fans right now, I'm like, hey, do you love him? Are you pumped for him? They're like, nah, he's basically dead to us. Like, we don't care about him because the dude just didn't play. It wasn't him. It was his dad. Right. His dad controlled the process. Basically, it was like, he didn't play in the NCAA tournament because Dad said so. Mm-hmm. PK didn't get invited to the draft.
That's the part. That's the part I don't understand.
Well, because guess what? Like, so then someone's like, "Oh, so that," and I'm like, "Well, no, but Michael does not. He does not get off easy on this. You don't get to blame this on Dad. You're a grown ass man. You are 18 years old, almost 19, getting ready to go play professional basketball.
I was getting a grown man check.
You just get paid millions. He probably got. I don't know. I bet he got probably $2, $3, $4 million last year to be a part-time player. You're a grown ass man. I'm telling you right now, my dad would have looked at me and said, "Boy, you ain't playing because we're gonna preserve you." And I loved basketball. I wanted to be out there. I'm like, I make this decision. So the fact that Mike Hill allowed. Literally played the back injury and played all this bullshit, come back for the big games, go sit back out. Man, that's the other problem on this is like, so now you got a problem.
It's like load
so now
management.
we got life-changing money that's changing people's lives. Now we got agents, then dads and everybody over here like manipulating the process.
Well, that's where they've got to fix it.
And, well, how do you fix it though? Like,
dude, incentive-based.
I think
you have to start putting in guidelines,
clauses like if you don't play X amount of games, you forfeit.
But the only problem is you can't. Like use you for an example, and I'll like with this kind of. Hey Tyler, you know what? You got to play. If you want to keep your scholarship, you got to play 17 games a year.
Keep your scholarship. Not keep
well,
your scholarship.
No, I'm just using an example. I'm just using an example on. And then you hurt your first shoulder, Ray Spalding falls on you.
Well, but also
imagine if someone goes, hold on a second, if they go, hey, we're gonna pay you $500,000 to come play for us, and you're like, sweet, Axel, I'm going to play for UAB for 500 G's. I'm changing life. I get there, I truly get hurt. So then here's the problem. I am really hurt. I tore my ACL. The other guy over there kind of tore his calf muscle a little bit. but I'm hurt. So the problem is going to be how they're going to differentiate it on saying, oh, you're truly hurt, but you're not hurt. I do agree. There will have to be some form of regulation or incentive based, or they're going to have to figure something out.
It's going to be like the league where you have guaranteed a part of the money's guaranteed, and you get the rest of it if you fulfill the contract.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
The problem is
they started paying players. That's when it changed from they're pros now. Like that's
100%.
what it is.
You don't get to call yourself a kid. I mean, you are a kid, but you are not. Yeah. You are not amateur anymore.
You're talking about Michael Brown. Think about football. Think about football. These cats literally are opting out for the conference championship or the bowl games because their season's over. They're not playing
Right.
in the
They're not playing in the national championship.
I'm just not
game,
cut
so-
from that cloth,
I'm not
man.
either.
Now, granted, I'm not. But then someone could easily look at you and be like, "But bro, you weren't poor and you weren't getting all this money. You didn't have that thrown at you." I mean, you know what I'm saying? So like, it's like, how can you really truly say what you would do when you've never been in that position? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know. I'm not saying I agree with you. Listen, I am not. I am.
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely not. It's definitely a complicated, like, figuring out how the rules to be written.
Yeah.
But I just think naturally it's just going to model what happens in pro football and pro basketball. Like, they're just going to say, hey, like, if you're that good, we're going to guarantee you all of it.
Well,
you're that good. Like,
that's the thing is that these agents will start getting. Oh, if you're going to only do guaranteed, well, I want 90% guaranteed, 10% incentive base.
Well,
but it's just
No,
like
they
the
might
league
start
though.
doing
Like, and then they'll probably have like caps and like there's gonna naturally that's what's gonna happen. They're just gonna put the same guardrails that they have on college stuff.
I got a customer right now. They're already doing incentive based. I've got a customer.
They
right now.
are,
His
yeah.
kid's playing D1 football, and he gets a base, and I don't know what it is, a couple $100,000, but it's like sacks. It's like this tiered, and so like if he gets to 7 sacks, he gets more money.
Yeah.
And so like, but that's what it should be.
Yeah, that's
So
what
you
it should
have
be.
kids
Right?
that
And
have
Dan
to
even
do
said when he was here that the multiple year contract is now coming into play. Like the cat,
it's got to.
you know,
that was the next thing. I'm like, there's no way, like, you're paying these cats all this money.
and it might that might be a fix for a Bellarmine or a school to where they do. Hey, listen,
then they gotta buy it out.
We're gonna bring you in and we're giving you a 4-year contract. And say at Bellarmine, we're giving you a 4-year contract at $200,000, $50,000 a year.
Yeah.
Well, you know, if you're a freshman at Bellarmine, you got a long road to go.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, you got a long road to go.
I agree.
$200,000? So, you know, it might come to where these schools jump in on these kids early off from a 4-year plan or a 3-year plan to try to hold them in there. And maybe not 4 years, maybe.
I think 2. I think
but
2 is going to.
3 would be good.
I think 2 is going to end up being the
Two is-
standard because
two
it
would be the
gives them time. Like if halfway through it's not going well, really for either side, they can
I'm telling you right now,
balance.
I would be willing to bet there's GMs out there right now that are trying to figure out a way to like, hey, let me get this kid locked in for 3 years.
Yeah.
Now, the problem is that you go out and say you're an NC State and you give this kid that's freshman you think's pretty good, and you're like, all right, hey, we're gonna give this kid 3 years, $6.1 million, and he turns out to be a bust.
Well, but
You know,
again, it's
like oh shit. Well,
it's like pro ball though.
We got $4 million on the books for the next 2 years, and this kid can't play a lick.
Right.
Yeah, they're gonna have better GMs. Like that's what it's gonna come down to. Like because they're gonna get burned,
Wow,
and then they're gonna learn. Like okay, the kid, why did this kid not pan out? Okay, well because he played. You know, he had no shade, but it'd be like they're looking at the stats of him playing at Augusta, but if he was playing in like
King of the Blue. Well,
like
no,
you know what I'm saying? Like competition wise, like the overall stats may have looked differently, not because the kid's not good, but it's just a different level of competition. And you're playing the best of the best in college. So
They'll figure it out because I'm sure you've heard this, but we were talking to Dan, like these schools are having to go borrow.
Right.
I mean, there's
Bro, that is so crazy to
These
me.
schools are having to go borrow to fund this stuff.
Well, aren't they running into a deficit right now?
Oh yeah, they've done it for like 5 years in a row.
Yeah. But the point is, so they'll have to figure it out. They're gonna have to.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to
Yeah,
figure it out.
I need to know. I think this is going to be the best question of the day.
Okay.
Is what would a senior, a freshman Brant Bock coming into Augusta and Mason County offers an NIL of $25,000.
Do I go?
That's what I'm saying.
Back
Back then,
not knowing what your success was.
back then, that they
Dad's-
say they're
yeah.
recruiting you and they're like, Brent, we want you here.
25.
We want you here. Like Augusta's paying for your meals. You're gonna get your meals paid for over here.
giving you 25
We're gonna
large.
give you. Hey, we're gonna set you up with about $25,000.
Hey, you got to think about it.
As great as that sounds, no, I'd probably just stay there, do what I do, and then
Yeah.
Augusta would somehow find a way to.
Oh,
To make-
Bob
compete.
would have had an NIL.
Yeah,
for you,
I'll
for
take
sure.
the general store cheeseburgers.
Hey, that the Brent Block, the
Man,
Brent
you
Block
can't-
club sandwich.
Yeah, you can't shake this.
No,
Bro.
it's-
It's
but
Augusta through and through.
I said that in jest though, because your heart is so much into Augusta.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But think about that for a second. Like there are kids
It's
to where
real.
they're like,
It
it's
is.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I want to play there. I really, really want to play there, but I cannot say no to that. Like
Yeah.
money is money. I'm sorry, it's a word. Capitalism's capitalism,
that's
baby.
tough.
You know. So, but anyhow, so.
Well, I think that's a good.
Man, this was fun.
Good talking about this.
Yeah,
Fun.
this was great.
Appreciate you coming on, bro.
Appreciate you guys having me
Yeah.
on. You know, what you guys are doing with your podcast is great. What you guys do as a profession, man, you're changing lives. Like Tyler being my loan officer and getting us into our first house right before my boys came.
Like a week before or something. I mean, it was like right before.
And also helping as getting our first house and having money put back into our pocket is just, you know, you don't get that everywhere. So I think what you guys are doing, like you're truly
man.
changing people's lives.
Yeah. Funding fathers, boy.
Sure.
Hey,
you're at the there's a reason you're at the closing table, baby.
At the closing table.
Right.
We had and things are. Hey, listen, we just keep rolling right now. You know.
Yeah.
So
it's been good so far.
We're gonna keep having great guests on. We're gonna keep funding loans.
Yeah.
Being fathers.
A lot of those. Yeah, and being dads.
Well, listen, as a small town dude, I'm like I told Tyler as soon as we got, you know, we shot this, you know, when we met last time. As a small town dude, not only did I appreciate your story, but your cool shit, dude. Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously now I found out we got similar like soul in our system, like
bro, you guys are a lot alike.
I'm emphatically, and I really hope people get to watch this, and you know, my small town pride like came to light. I live in the city. I still go home a lot, some, but I love home. So I just wanted to like kind of thank you for almost kind of like bringing me back down memory lane of small town USA. So it's awesome, man. So congratulations on success at St. X.
Thank you.
They got the best school nurse in the city.
Yes.
It's Trisha's. It's Trisha's aunt. So, Corey, if you're
Shout out
watching
to
this,
brownie points for
I had to
Chad.
give you a shout. Take care of my man.
Yes.
All right. So take care of my guy. Make sure his players, all of his players are getting taken care of. No, she's great, but again, hey, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate you, bro. Thanks,
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for tuning in. Like I said, we're the Funding Fathers at the closing table, and we'll see you next time.
Boom.
See ya.
Peace.